Hello, welcome to Vertebrate Bonsai. Today I am working on this tree here. This is Derwent, my Chinese elm. I'm just going to give him a quick prune first of all. So, back like this. Just anything that's too long, anything where the internodes are a problem, anything that's crossing over. Anywhere the internodes get too long, or where the leaves have gotten too big. In fact, if the leaves are too big, that usually means the internodes are too long. So that's why we cut back the way we do. That internode's a bit long. That internode's a bit long. That one's a bit long. This one's huge. In case you couldn't tell, I've really let this tree romp away. And the reason for that is because the roots haven't been very healthy. I slip potted this tree back last year. Late summer, I think. Probably about July. And that one's grown down too much anyway. We'll cut that back here. So yeah, this tree was unhealthy when we got it. It was in soil that wasn't good for it. You've probably seen the video. The video is called My Chinese Elm's First Year. And it was really in a very poor state. Now, one thing that Zav recommended, Xavier from the Bonsai Retreat, was that these branches here, they're too straight, basically, and they've got wire scarring, which isn't great either. And he did say to take them off. My concern is this tree, when I repotted it after the slip pot last year, I was expecting to see some feeder roots in there. There were none. It was just a few long bits of root and nothing, hardly any feeder root. So this tree is still in recovery stage, although it looks great, and hopefully it's recovering well. Until I look at the roots, I don't know how healthy it actually is under the surface. So I don't want to chop off all of these branches right now and hurt the tree, set it back a long way. I might take out one or two branches, but I'm not going to take out too much. So so I agree with Zav 100%. I do need to get rid of these branches, and if there was a lot of greenery coming off the trunk, if it had been back budding and I had new branches coming, I would say, yeah, I'll do that right now. I'm not going to do that right now, and that's why, as I've said before, a lot of bonsai work is definitely wait and see. Don't rush in. And in this case, definitely, I will do exactly as Zav has recommended. He's absolutely right. But at the same time, I want to make sure that this tree is definitely healthy before I do. New growth is saying it's healthy and happy, but I have been feeding it. So I don't know how much of this is just a response to the feeding that I've been doing. So I just don't want to go too mad right now. So Zav, if you're watching, that's where I'm at right now. You know, I love this tree. The last thing I want to do is set it back. It's a really long internode there. I'm going to cut that all the way back. That one's crossing into the tree, so we don't want that anyway. There we go. It's quite a long internode there. There. I've missed this one somehow. There we go. So yeah, so if I turn it around, this is the back of the tree here. And you know it's the back of the tree because the this part is coming towards the camera and this part sort of faces back towards the viewer, which means I put the wire in the wrong place because you can see it in the front of the pot, but never mind. Next year I'll repot it again anyway, so it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm just going to chop that growing tip, see if we can encourage some more branching. I don't know really why I'm trying so hard to encourage branching because, as I say, a lot of these branches are going to have to come off anyway. But I suppose what I really want to do is try to encourage this tree to back bud on the bark, so that when I remove these branches, you know, at the moment, as you can see, there isn't really much new growth that's actually coming off the bark. And I am just a little bit worried about damaging this tree. Now, I don't know, you know, somebody with more experience might tell me that, you know, I don't have to worry at all just because it wasn't very healthy when I got it. It'll be fine. But I personally don't know that. I'm going to take this little branch off here though. There we go. There wasn't a huge amount on it and it was sort of curling and doing weird things, so I might do the same with this one for the same reason. There we go. So yeah, right now I'm acting as though I'm keeping all these branches, knowing full well I'm not. It does mean though that you get to see, that one's grown up a bit too much, let's take that one back. It does mean that you get to see what you would do with a tree if the growth was as it should be, I suppose. So yeah, so that's the front of the tree. I haven't done the top, so let's do something about that right now. It's a long growth there. That's a long growth there. That's a long growth. That's a very long whippy growth there. That one is. Now that I'm actually cutting back the growth, you can see more of this that one's grown into the tree. Let's do something about that. That's a nuisance branch, so I'm going to take that all the way out. There we go. So there we go, that's the front of the tree. You can see this is too, you know, you shouldn't have straight branches on a wiggly trunk. So none of these branches are really right for the tree, apart from this one possibly. So I could keep that. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to keep that and take that one out so we can actually see it. So that makes an okay apex. We've got some growth here as well. That should make quite a nice apex actually. And the other branches will just have to be removed later. You know, if it back buds, that would be great. If it doesn't back bud, well, we'll just have to do the best with what we've got. I will probably chop this off in the autumn. These pads that are no good, I will probably cut them off in the autumn and then take the tree into my house so that I can keep an eye on it. It does, there's a window by the back door that gets a nice lot of light. So I will be able to keep an eye on it inside and it will get plenty of light. It's not strong lights, it's diffused. There's privacy screening on the window by the back door. There's a nice shelf that I can put it on. So it's right by the light. There's also a skylight above it. So it will get a nice bit of light without getting too much light. It faces the south. So that should be quite pleasant for it over the winter, hopefully. And if I encounter problems in the meantime, you know, if it's not happy there, I can always take it back out and think again. But got bees flying at me again. But yeah, for now, I think this is, well, it's certainly tidier. You can see what I'm dealing with. And yeah, I'm still finding bits that I've missed. As I say, I'm not too worried about this. It's more making sure that the tree stays healthy for the time being. That's all I'm really worried about. Get the roots growing, keep it healthy, keep it thriving, and then deal with these problem branches once I'm certain it's not going to keel over and die on me if I take off all the growth that it's been putting out. So that's where we are at with this one right now. So that's Derwent. You're welcome to go back and have a look at my first video of Derwent. You might be wondering why I name my trees, so I'll just explain. I have an illness that causes some memory problems. I suppose it's why we name cultivars. You know, if everything was called Acer palmatum and you've got hundreds of different cultivars, well, which one's which? So I name my trees for the same kind of reason, I suppose. It just makes it easier for me. I also put in the tags the name of each tree. So you could go into the tags and search for Derwent the Chinese elm, and all of his videos, you know, 2 at the moment, will come up. But it just means that I don't have to make a playlist about every single tree unless somebody asks for a particular playlist about that particular tree. But yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier for me. It makes it a bit easier for you as well, hopefully. And yeah, so that's why I do what I do. It probably seems a bit strange to people that don't name their trees, but yeah, it just makes it a bit easier for me. So that's that. Just taking out the dead bits now. I've just noticed a few dead knobs. They can come off. As I say, it doesn't really matter because a lot of this probably won't be staying. But it's just giving it a general tidy up so that it looks okay for now. But yeah, there's a lot of rust on this tree from wires. I take it the wire that was used on this tree before I bought it was iron. You've got some rust here on the trunk that you can see. There's a bit up here. There's some up here on the branches. And as I say, there's also wire scarring as well, which really isn't the best. So there are a lot of problems that I want to remove in the coming years. So I'm going to end this video now. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.